Paige here. Today is Thursday, February 19th, 2026. I need your suggestions. So, first off, I apologize for this brightness, but if I put my thing on, it makes it kind of dark. Anyway, it's daytime. It's 11:15 in the morning. I've got my lunch heating up in my electric lunch box. It's raining. It's been raining for a few days. Love it. I am in Southern California. I tutor in 3 hours. I'm gonna head up there. My nephew. But I need your suggestions. Let's get back to that. So this fabric behind me, by the way, I got a new chair. The chair I had before was a camp chair, a wide one, because I'm wide. And I had it for 2 years. In March, it'll be 2 years since I moved into the van. Excuse me. But I found that the scoopiness was causing my lower back to hurt. So I have 2 herniated discs, a degenerated disc, arthritis. This is all in my lower back, arthritis, and then my right sacroiliac joint. I had an injury back in 2009 from work. And that it's just loosey-goosey. I have to be careful with that. So, lately, so I had a flare-up and I was having to use my cane, could barely walk. And that finally let go. Because I think what happens is the muscles spasm and then stay stuck in a spasm until they decide to let go. The last flare-up I had was before I moved into the van. It took 3 weeks for it to let go. But luckily, this one lasted like a week. Less than a week, maybe. A little less than a week. But it's still touchy. And I was finding that the moment I would sit in my camp chair, my back would start hurting immediately. So I'm like, okay, I got to do something different here. So I went to Lowe's. It's, I don't want to undo this because it's kind of tucked back in there, but it's a resin patio chair. It's a gray. It's called the Big Easy. So it's big because I'm big. It's wide. It's Adirondack style, but an actual Adirondack chair is too low for me. But I love how Adirondacks, how the seat leans back. But, yeah, I didn't go that direction. This is more upright. But it kind of looks like an Adirondack chair. And I am loving it. It's so much better. Yes. But anyway, back to the suggestions. So this fabric behind me, I love it. It's palm trees. It looks like Hawaii kind of. But I want to change up by the way, these are big clips. Let me take one off and show you. These are big clips that I was using for my Decade Divas project. I had lots of color changes and my yarn was giving me fits. So I asked Terry at the Yarn Joy podcast where she got her clips. She got her clips at Dollar Tree in the laundry section, but I couldn't find them. So I ordered these from Amazon and it made a world of difference. But I have finished that portion of the Decade Divas project. So they're all hanging here But anyway, I'm so sorry. This is typical for me. I bounce all over the place. The fabric. Okay. So I want to change it up, maybe seasonal. Spring, summer, fall, winter. So it's not the same all the time. But I'm having a hard, so I want like one scene, one panel. Although I kind of block a lot of it, but these won't always be here. And this chair has a much higher back. But I'm having a hard time knowing what keywords to put in to find, I need it to be like, I can't remember the dimensions, but 40-ish inches, maybe that might be too long, by, whatever, like a panel, a scene. Like for spring, it'd be nice, if it was like a garden or flower, a meadow of flowers or something like that. For summer, maybe a beach scene, or picnic, or, 4th of July type of thing, something like that. For fall, obviously, autumn themed, pumpkins and all like that. And then Christmas would be Christmas. But I prefer to order online because of my back and because I like to stay away from enclosed public spaces as much as possible, just to keep from getting germs. I've only been sick once since moving into the van. I got COVID last April or May. Yeah. So anyway, how can I'm not finding what I'm looking for. The keywords I've been putting in: quilt panel, scenery, fabric, scene panel, that kind of thing. And I'm just not finding. So if you're good at knowing what keywords to put in to find something, put in the comments. If you like to, sleuth around and find stuff on the internet, I would love for your help for that. There is a fabric store in the next town over that I could go in and look. And then where else was I thinking? Does Hobby Lobby have fabric? I always just go straight to the yarn section. I'll have to look and see. But yeah, so I'm looking for some, some way to change this up and make it look fun. Maybe even like a window pane looking outside type, garden, meadow, something. I thought of like Enchanted Fairy Forest, but that might be kind of dark. But yeah, so that's that. On my lap, I can't show you because it's the next phase of my Decade Divas project. But I'm working on that today. Yeah, it's rainy, which is fine. We love rain here in Southern California. Oh, I can show you this though. So at work, I have the luxury of being able to crochet a bit. And a few years ago, I'm trying to remember what year I started my YouTube channel. February of 22 or 23, I can't remember. But in the past, and it's been a long time, I think I talked about my Pixel GAN project. So this is a 2x2 square, and then by the time I slip stitch all the way around the edge to square it up, it's bigger than 2 inches, I think. Yeah, it's 3 inches. But I'm making a bunch of these little squares. I don't mind weaving in ends. I don't mind sewing squares together. Sewing amigurumi body parts is not my favorite, only because it's pretty tricky to get the body parts to land right. Um, but sewing, you know, flat work is fine with me. But the colors I'm doing are fall colors. And then I want spots of bright blue sky, because in the fall, on a clear, crisp, breezy fall day, you've got your fall colors, your leaves, and then you've got that vivid blue sky. Yeah, so I'm starting some of the blue squares. So that's what I've been bringing into work, because my Decade Divas project at this point, well, even before, it takes concentration, it takes referring to the pattern, it takes counting, you know, that, and that's not something I can do at work. Mindless stuff. I mean, I've got this square memorized. I chain 9, then single crochet 8 for maybe 8 rows so that it's a square, and then I slip stitch all the way around to square it up. So they're coming out 3 inches. I want to make like a twin size blanket maybe, which is like what, 80 by 90 ish. So it's going to be a lot of squares, but and I don't know. I mean, there's a ton of different ways I could go with it, with how to place the squares. I could do random. I could try to do a graphic, like, you know, Canadian leaf, maple leaf with blue. I don't know. That's down the road. But I've got a bunch of, so the other colors, it's all red heart. I've got carrot, which is like a deep autumny warm orange. Saffron, which is, and they're in storage, so I can't show you. Saffron is like a deep, rich, dark yellow. I think medium thyme or thyme is the green, a warm green. And then burgundy. I love how all the color names are food, edible things. Carrot, saffron, thyme, burgundy. This is turquoise. And then, did I get coffee? Did I want some dark brown in there? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, so the turquoise will be the least number of squares. I don't want a ton of blue in there. But yeah, so that's what I'm kind of working on. I'm putting them in this pouch for now. There they are. And then I'm waiting for a nice clear day to show you guys that Soho squishy plush yarn, or velvet yarn, chenille yarn. I don't know the difference between chenille, velvet, plush, blanket, and what's the other one? There's 5. Chenille, plush, velvet, blanket. There's a 5th type of yarn that falls into that category. What is it? Anyway, maybe I'll think of it in a minute. But yeah, so I want to show you that haul. I want to do it out on a picnic table at a campground or something on a beautiful day, because there's kind of a lot there, and talk about why I ordered them and what the plan is for all that yarn. What is it? Plush, velvet, chenille, blanket. Let me look something up here on my tablet. Gotta find, because I remember Elise Rose Crochet, I put in a comment on one of her videos asking her to do a video explaining the difference between all of those. Let's see. And I named all the types. Where's my comment? Yeah, March 15th is my 2-year Vaniversary. Plus chenille velvet blanket. There's a 5th word in there. Where did I? Let me go to her channel. Was it this one? Comments. Sorry guys, this is kind of a chatty video, I hope. Looking. Where is it? Anyway, you get the point. Sorry, I had to take a muscle relaxer for my back, and it's kind of making me feel wompy in the brain. But I'm literally around the corner from my nephew's house, so driving is not going to be a problem. Okay, yeah, so fabric, what keywords do I put in to find like a nice scene? Although I don't know how important it is, because I sure do take up a lot of the view of that. But like with this gone and this gone, yeah, there's shadows here, but yeah, okay. I guess that's it for now. Yeah, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're getting to crochet today. And I thank you for watching. And yeah, if you can help me out with how to find what I'm looking for, put it in the comments. I'd love to get your help. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.